Good morning, friends. Imagine this. You wake up, ease into the day with a yawn, and reach for that trusty glass of water to get things rolling. It feels like the ultimate healthy habit, doesn't it? We've all been told to drink up first thing, especially as we age, to keep our bodies humming. But here's a twist. What if that refreshing sip is secretly working against you? Maybe you felt a sudden wave of dizziness, a grumbly stomach, or a strange heaviness you just shrug off. Believe it or not, the way you drink water in the morning could be putting quiet strain on your heart, messing with your medications, or even taxing your kidneys. As we get older, our bodies don't react the way they did at 40. And those go-to routines might need a rethink. That's why I'm here today to share 5 surprising morning water mistakes seniors often make, ones you might not even realize you're doing, and simple ways to fix them for a gentler, healthier start to your day. If you're ready to take charge of your mornings, drop I'm here in the comments below. And if you love practical tips for aging with grace, hit that subscribe button for elderly philosophy. Let's navigate this journey together. Mistake number 1, lying back down after drinking water. You wake up to the soft glow of morning light, feeling cozy and not quite ready to leap out of bed. You reach for the glass of water on your nightstand. Take a few sips or maybe even drink the whole thing because, hydration's important. Then, with a contented sigh, you sink back into your pillows, thinking, just a few more minutes of rest. The world can wait. Your joints are a little stiff. The house is quiet. And those extra moments in bed feel like a small luxury. But then, maybe half an hour later, you notice a nagging tightness in your chest. Your stomach feels bloated, or you get a queasy sensation, like last night's dinner is still lingering. You might pop an antacid or blame it on something you ate, but the discomfort keeps creeping back. Sound familiar? Here's the surprising truth. Lying back down after drinking water can quietly stir up trouble in your digestive system, especially as we age. Let's dig into why this happens. When you're younger, your body handles digestion like a champ. You could eat, drink, or lie down in any order, and everything would sort itself out. But as we hit our 60s, 70s, or beyond, things change. The valve between your stomach and esophagus, called the lower esophageal sphincter, starts to lose its strength. It doesn't snap shut as tightly as it used to. Gravity becomes your digestion's best friend, helping keep stomach contents where they belong. When you drink water and then lie flat, that liquid can slosh back toward your esophagus, especially if your stomach's empty. Even though it's just water, it can irritate the sensitive lining of your esophagus or trigger mild acid reflux. And here's the tricky part. It doesn't always feel like classic heartburn. Sometimes, it's just a vague heaviness in your chest, a persistent cough, or a bloated, full feeling that lingers way too long. This is especially true first thing in the morning. After a night of sleep, your digestive system is still in low gear, not quite ready to handle much action. Your stomach's waking up slowly, just like you are. When you add water and then lie down, you're asking your body to process that liquid without gravity's help. The water can pool in your upper stomach, nudging acid or even just the liquid itself back toward your esophagus. Over time, this habit can worsen conditions like GERD or make you feel uncomfortable without you ever connecting the dots to your morning routine. Let me tell you about George, a 76-year-old who's part of our Elderly Wisdom Guide community. George always kept a glass of water by his bed. He'd wake up, sip it, and then settle back into bed to read the news on his tablet. But he started noticing a burning sensation in his chest most mornings, sometimes with a little bloating. He thought it was his diet or maybe stress, so he tried cutting out spicy foods. No luck. It wasn't until he shared his routine with his daughter, Anurse, that the puzzle came together. She pointed out that lying down after drinking was likely causing reflux. George decided to try something new after his morning sips. He'd sit up on the edge of his bed or move to his armchair for 20 minutes. Within a week, the burning eased, and his mornings felt lighter. No new pills. No big diet overhaul, just a small, smart change. So, how do you avoid this mistake? It's super simple, and it doesn't require much effort. After drinking your morning water, stay upright for at least 15 to 30 minutes. You don't need to stand the whole time or start doing jumping jacks. Just sit up, maybe on your bed with your feet on the floor, or in a comfy chair by the window. You could read a book, scroll through your phone, or do some gentle stretches to wake up your body. The key is to let gravity do its job, keeping the water moving downward through your digestive system instead of creeping back up. This gives your stomach time to process and your esophagus a chance to stay clear. This small shift isn't just about dodging discomfort, it's about starting your day with ease. By staying upright, you're helping your body work the way it wants to, reducing the chance of reflux or bloating. It's like giving your digestion a head start, so you can feel lighter and more comfortable as you move into your morning. Plus, those few upright minutes can be a quiet moment to set your intentions for the day. Maybe even savoring the peace before the hustle begins. One thing to keep in mind, we often think water's soothing for the stomach, and it can be, but lying down too soon flips that script, trapping water where it doesn't belong. Your aging body needs a little extra TLC now. And this is one easy way to show it some love. If you want to make it even simpler, keep your water glass in the kitchen instead of by your bed. That way, you're naturally encouraged to get up and stay up after drinking. Mistake number 2, drinking water before checking blood pressure meds. You wake up, maybe hum a little tune as you stretch, and head to the sink for a refreshing glass of water. You down it, feeling like you're nailing this healthy living thing. Then, you grab your daily meds, perhaps for blood pressure or your heart, and swallow them down, ready to tackle the day. It's a routine you followed forever, and it feels like second nature, but later, you notice something's off. Maybe your hands feel shaky, your heart's pounding, or you're hit with a wave of fatigue. You might think, well, that's just aging, or maybe I'm under the weather. But here's the truth. That big gulp of water you took, first thing, could be throwing a wrench into how your medication works. Here's why this matters. As we get older, our bodies get a bit more particular about medications. Your stomach processes things more slowly, and your kidneys and liver aren't as spry as they were in your younger years. Blood pressure meds like diuretics, beta blockers, or ACE inhibitors are especially finicky. Some need an empty stomach with just a tiny sip of water to do their job right. Others work best after a small bite of food. If you chug a full glass of water right before or with your pills, you might dilute the medication in your system, rushing it through before your body can fully absorb it. It's like watering down a recipe, you don't get the full flavor. What happens next? Your meds might not pack the punch they're supposed to. Your blood pressure could climb, leaving you jittery or short of breath. Or it might dip too low, making you feel woozy or unsteady. Water's not the villain here. It's essential for life. But the timing and amount can make a big difference. When you flood your stomach with water just before taking your meds, you're messing with the delicate dance of absorption. And for seniors, whose bodies are already juggling a lot, this can tip the scales in the wrong direction. Let me share a story about Robert, a 74-year-old who's part of our Elderly Wisdom Guide community. Robert's a retired teacher who loves his morning crossword and coffee. Every day, he'd start with a big glass of water, take his blood pressure meds, and get moving. But he kept feeling off some mornings. His heart raced. Others, he'd feel so tired he'd need a nap by 10. He mentioned it during a checkup, and his doctor asked about his routine. That's when the light bulb went on. Robert's water habit was washing his meds through too fast. His doctor suggested taking the pills with just a small sip, waiting 20 to 30 minutes, then drinking more water. Robert gave it a try, and in a few days, his energy was back, and his blood pressure readings were rock solid. One small tweak made all the difference. So, how do you dodge this mistake? It's about being a little more mindful. Before you reach for that morning water, pause and think about your medications. If you're on anything for blood pressure, heart issues, or even thyroid problems, don't wing it. Call your doctor or pharmacist and ask, how should I take this with a lot of water, a little, or none, before or after food? These quick questions can unlock the secret to making your meds work their best. As a general rule, if your pills need an empty stomach, use just a sip of water to get them down. Then, hold off on more water for 20 to 30 minutes to let your body absorb the medication properly. This isn't about turning your morning into a science project. It's about working smarter, not harder. You're already diligent about taking your meds every day. Why not make sure they're giving you their all? Adjusting when and how much water you drink can help your pills keep your blood pressure steady, your heart calm, and your energy flowing. It's a simple change that can solve those mysterious off days you've been blaming on age. One thing to remember, we often assume water's just a neutral player, like it can't possibly cause issues. But when you're on medications, every detail counts. Your body's like a wise old friend. Now it needs a little extra care to shine. A small adjustment in your morning routine can keep everything humming along smoothly. So, that's mistake number 2. Drinking a big glass of water before checking how it affects your blood pressure meds. It's a habit that's easy to overlook. But now you've got the know-how to fix it. This tweak can make your medications more effective, leaving you feeling stronger and more balanced. Mistake number 3, drinking water too quickly. You wake up, the sun's just peeking through the curtains, and your mouth feels like it's been on a Sahara vacation. You shuffle to the fridge, pour a big glass of water, and chug it like you're in a hydration race. For a split second, it feels amazing, like you're doing your body a huge favor. But then, maybe a few minutes later, something feels off. Your head spins a little, your stomach gurgles, or you get this weird pressure in your chest. You might think, oh, I just moved too quick. Or maybe I'm still waking up. But here's the real deal. Downing water too fast, first thing in the morning, can throw your body into a bit of chaos, especially as we get older. Let's talk about why this happens. Back in your 30s or 40s, your body was like a well-oiled machine. You could toss back a glass of water, no problem, and move on with your day. But now, at 60, teacher, or beyond, your system's a little more delicate. Your digestion's not as speedy. Your heart's a bit pickier about sudden changes. And after a night of sleep, 6 to 8 hours without a drop of liquid, your body's in a quiet, resting mode. It's been busy repairing and recharging while you were dreaming. When you slam a big glass of water into that calm system, it's like blasting a trumpet at a sleeping cat. Your body jolts, trying to catch up. Here's the science made simple. That quick flood of water can mess with your electrolyte balance for a moment, which might leave you dizzy or wobbly. If you've got high blood pressure or a heart condition, this sudden surge can put extra pressure on your heart, causing that odd flutter or heavy feeling. Your stomach, still half asleep, might cramp up or bloat because it's not ready for a big load. And here's a kicker. Drinking too fast can actually sap your energy instead of boosting it. You might feel tired or sluggish, like your body's stuck in low gear. It's crazy to think something as wholesome as water could cause this. But when you guzzle it down, you're not helping, you're overloading. Now, don't get me wrong. Drinking water in the morning is a great habit. It wakes up your cells, gets your joints moving, and clears that foggy brain. The issue isn't the water, it's the rush. As we age, our bodies crave a gentler approach. They want to ease into the day, not be hit with a fire hose. So, how do you fix this? It's super straightforward. And it starts with taking it slow. Try this instead. When you wake up, don't grab a full glass. Go for about half a glass, say, 4 to 6 ounces. Make sure it's room temperature, not straight from the fridge cold, because your insides prefer something cozy. First thing, then, sip it gradually over 5 to 10 minutes. Take a sip. Maybe fluff your pillows. Sip again. Maybe check your phone. You could sit on the couch, watch the morning light, or just take a few deep breaths. This lets your body soak up the water without freaking out. It's like easing into a warm bath instead of jumping into a cold pool. Let me share a quick story about Tom, a 72-year-old who's part of our elderly wisdom guide family. Tom used to pound a full glass of water every morning because he thought it was the key to staying spry, but he kept getting these dizzy spells and stomach aches that threw him off. After hearing about this mistake, he switched to sipping half a glass while listening to his favorite morning radio show. In just a few days, the dizziness faded, his stomach settled, and he felt sharper when he started his day. One tiny tweak, one big win. This isn't just about dodging discomfort, it's about setting yourself up for a better morning. Sipping slowly tells your body, hey, I've got you. Let's do this nice and easy. You're keeping your heart happy, your digestion smooth, and your energy steady. Plus, it's a chance to start your day with a moment of calm. A little gift to yourself before the world gets loud. You're not just hydrating, you're nurturing. A quick tip to make this even easier. Your body's already a bit dehydrated after sleep. Even if you don't feel thirsty, that urge to chug is your brain trying to catch up. But it's a false alarm. Slow sips are the way to go. If you want to plan ahead, leave a small glass of water on your nightstand before bed. It'll be right there, ready for you to sip when you wake up. So, that's mistake number 3, drinking water too fast. It's such an easy trap to fall into. But now you've got the know-how to avoid it. Your wise, aging body deserves a softer touch. And this simple change can keep your heart steady, your stomach calm, and your mornings brighter. Stay with me, because we've got 4 more mistakes to tackle. And they're just as surprising. Drop a comment below. Do you chug your morning water? Or are you already a slow sipper? And if you're loving these tips for aging strong, hit subscribe for Elderly Philosophy. Let's keep growing wiser together. Mistake number 4, drinking cold water first thing in the morning. You wake up, still shaking off the sleep, and shuffle to the kitchen. You open the fridge, grab a frosty bottle of water, or pour a glass with ice cubes clinking, and take a big, chilly gulp. That crisp, cool sensation feels like it's waking up every cell in your body, like you're giving yourself a fresh, clean start. You might even think cold water's the secret to feeling sharp and energized. But then, maybe 20 minutes later, your stomach feels a bit off, maybe a subtle cramp or a bloated sensation. Or you notice you're feeling colder than usual, or your energy's not quite clicking. You might shrug it off, blaming the weather or something you ate. But here's the real deal. That icy water you love could be quietly throwing your body out of whack, especially as we age. Let's unpack why this happens. Back in your 20s or 30s, your body was like a champ, handling whatever you threw at it. A glass of ice water, no sweat. But now, at 60, t-shirt, or beyond, your system's a bit more delicate. Your digestive tract likes to ease into things, especially after a night of rest. Your stomach's just starting to stir, and your kidneys are working at a slower, steadier pace. When you pour freezing water into that warm, resting body, It's like hitting the brakes on a warm engine. Your body has to scramble to heat that water to your internal temperature, about 98, say, degrees. That extra work can slow your digestion, tighten blood vessels in your gut, and even put a gentle strain on your kidneys, which aren't as resilient as they used to be. Here's what's going on inside. That cold water can jolt your digestive system, causing mild spasms, or a bloated feeling that you might not even pinpoint as pain. It can slow down how your stomach and intestines move, making you feel less hungry or slightly off. For some, the chill constricts blood flow to your digestive organs, leaving you feeling colder than you should, even in a cozy room. Over time, this habit can add subtle stress to your kidneys, which are already working hard to keep your fluids balanced. It's not that cold water's bad, it's great later in the day. But first thing in the morning, when your body's still warming up, that icy shock can do more harm than good. Let me share a story about Frank, a 71-year-old who's part of our elderly wisdom guide crew. Frank was a cold water devotee. Every morning, he'd grab a chilled glass from the fridge, saying it made him feel like he was 20 again. But he started noticing a nagging tightness in his stomach after drinking. And some mornings, he felt sluggish, like his body wasn't ready to move. He mentioned it during a coffee chat with his neighbor, who suggested the cold water might be the issue. Frank decided to try something different. He left a jug of water on the counter overnight and drank it at room temperature for a week. The stomach tightness vanished. He felt warmer, and his energy perked up. He even added a lemon slice for a little zing, and now he swears by it. One small switch, one big win. So, how do you dodge this mistake? It's a breeze, and it doesn't mean skipping hydration. Instead of cold water, reach for lukewarm or room temperature water. First thing, if you like a little flavor, toss in a slice of lemon or a pinch of mint. It's kind to your stomach and can gently wake up your digestion. Keep a pitcher of water out overnight so it's ready when you wake up. Or let your glass sit for a few minutes if it's from the fridge. Sip it slowly over a few minutes to let your body ease into it. This keeps your digestive system relaxed, your blood vessels happy, and your kidneys stress-free. It's like giving your body a warm handshake instead of a cold splash. This change isn't just about avoiding discomfort, it's about starting your day with care. Room temperature water lets your digestion flow smoothly, keeps your body's temperature stable, and helps you feel energized without the shock. It's a simple way to respect how your body's needs shift with age. Plus, it's a chance to make your morning a little more mindful, sipping slowly as you soak in the quiet before the day gets busy. One thing to keep in mind, we often think cold water's the gold standard because it feels so refreshing and pure. But for your aging body, warmth is usually kinder. Especially first thing, your organs love consistency. And this tweak can make your mornings feel smoother and more balanced. If you miss that crisp vibe, try a fancy glass or a splash of fruit. It's just as satisfying without the chill. Mistake number 5, skipping morning hydration altogether. You wake up, maybe linger in bed for a moment, then shuffle through your morning routine. You make your coffee, brush your teeth, maybe check the news. But water, it doesn't even cross your mind. You're not thirsty, so you figure you're fine. Coffee's liquid, right? That'll do. But then, as the morning goes on, you feel a bit off. Maybe you get lightheaded when you stand up, or your legs cramp up. You might feel foggy, like your brain's stuck in first gear. You brush it off, thinking it's just part of getting older, or maybe you didn't sleep well. But here's the truth. Skipping that morning water could be quietly draining your energy, stressing your organs, and setting you up for a tougher day than necessary. Here's why this matters. As we age, our body's thirst signals get quieter. You might not feel parched, but that doesn't mean your body isn't craving water. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you're already dehydrated. You lose fluids through breathing, skin, and basic metabolism. Even if you're not sweating, when you wake up, your cells are thirsty, your joints are stiff, and your blood's a tad thicker, your brain's a little sluggish, and your kidneys are working harder to keep things balanced. Skipping water in the morning is like starting a long drive with a half-empty gas tank. For seniors, even mild dehydration can trigger dizziness, confusion, muscle cramps, or fatigue. It puts extra strain on your heart and kidneys, and it can make your blood pressure wobble. Yet so many of us say, "I'm not thirsty," or "I'll drink later." By the time you feel thirst, you're already behind. And coffee. It doesn't count, it can actually dehydrate you more. Let me tell you about Rose. A vibrant 82-year-old in our Elderly Wisdom Guide community. Rose loves her garden and her book club, but she was struggling with morning headaches and occasional dizziness. She'd start her day with tea and skip water because she didn't feel the need. Her son noticed she seemed unsteady sometimes and asked about her habits. When Rose admitted she rarely drank water in the morning, he suggested a small change: half a glass of room temperature water right after waking. Rose started keeping a glass by her bed and sipping it while planning her day. Within a week, her headaches eased, her balance improved, and she felt sharper. It was a tiny step that gave her mornings a whole new spark. So, how do you fix this? It's simple and doesn't require much effort. Start your day with just half a glass of room temperature water, about 4 ounces. Keep it by your bed or in the kitchen, ready to go. Make it part of your routine, like flipping on the light or putting on your slippers. Sip it slowly, giving your body a gentle nudge to wake up. You don't need to chug a gallon, just a small, intentional amount to replenish what you lost overnight. If you want, add a lemon slice for a little flavor. This small act of care can hydrate your cells, loosen your joints, clear your mind, and ease the load on your heart and kidneys. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what all this means, not just for your mornings, but for your whole journey of aging and health. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? These little habits, like drinking water, seem so simple, yet they can trip us up in ways we never expected. You've spent years doing your best, staying active, eating right, taking your meds, only to learn that something as basic as water needs a new approach. It can feel frustrating, even unfair. Your body doesn't bounce back like it did at 40. And the rules you live by seem to shift without warning. You might wonder, why is this so complicated now? But here's the beautiful truth: you're not alone. And this isn't about defeat, it's about empowerment. Every small choice you make, like sipping water the right way, is a chance to take control. You're not just reacting to what aging throws at you, you're responding with wisdom. You're learning to listen to your body's quiet signals, to honor its changes, and to nurture it with care. This isn't about fear or fragility, it's about strength. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to tweak a few moments, like those first 30 minutes of your day, to set a tone of balance and resilience. Your body, with all its years of carrying you through, deserves that kind of love. So, here's a small challenge for tonight. Before you go to bed, set out a half glass of room temperature water. Let it sit there, a quiet promise to yourself. When you wake up, before the coffee brews or the day pulls you in, take a moment, sit up, take a slow sip, and feel your feet on the ground. It's not dramatic, it's intentional. It's you saying, "I'm here for you, body." These tiny acts build up. They strengthen your energy, sharpen your focus, and deepen your connection to the life you're living. Aging isn't about slowing down, it's about growing wiser, adjusting with grace, and embracing each day as a chance to care for yourself. Let's wrap up. We've uncovered 5 sneaky water mistakes: chugging too fast, ignoring meds, lying down after sipping icy water, and skipping hydration. Fix them with slow sips. Med checks, staying upright, warm water, and a morning glass. These tweaks keep your heart, stomach, and energy happy. Share your biggest surprise in the comments. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Elderly Philosophy for more tips to age with strength. Thanks for joining me. Sip smart, stay wise, and I'll see you next time.